the Mistress of the Labyrinth as someone who got the priest involved. Alright, welcome back Twitch and YouTube to just another game, Master Detective Archives Rain Code. It's not over yet, because of course it's not. There's kind of a glaring inconsistency.
Huh? It's not over?
There are still mysteries related to the Nailman killings within this mystery labyrinth.
But we solved all of the locked rooms and discovered the true identity of the Nailman. Was I wrong? But the priest even confessed to it.
Calm down, Yuma. There's no need to panic. If the Nailman's identity is exposed and all mysteries are yet to be solved, then most likely someone else's agenda is involved in this string of killings.
Someone else's agenda?
Meaning the Nailman didn't work alone.
It was more like nail men.
You mean there's another culprit?
Or nail man and nail girl.
Yuma, if you consider yourself to be a detective, you must see the truth through to the very end. No mystery concludes with a dead end. There is nothing we detectives cannot solve.
Oh. All right.
We have to review these killings from a different perspective.
No, the nun cannot be evil. She is cat.
Out of the 4 locked rooms, if any of them were hiding a mysterious secret, it would be the room that's obviously different from the others.
Different?
Master, I get the feeling you want my help. Isn't that right? That's what you want, right?
Huh?
Oh, fine. I can't say no to you when you're so helpless like that. Okay, Master, lay it all out.
Well, if there's one that is obviously different, it would be the 3rd room.
Try to solve it, lickety-split!
The locked room is different from the others because of the victim's blank.
Right!
The obvious answer is that the 3rd room doesn't have dolls everywhere, but the right answer is the victim's cause of death.
Right!
The locked room is different from the others because of the victim's death. Right in the bad
A new
memory.
path's opened up. It seems to be a hidden passage. If so, then the truth should be somewhere down there. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right in the cannot forgive yourself. This is a little creepy going through a forest like this, though. Somebody got in trouble. Somebody got in trouble for doing that once.
I see. So the cause of death for the victim at the art gallery storage is the only one that's different.
Right. The victims in the other locked rooms were all strangled to death. All had strangulation marks and scratches, defensive wounds. The victim in the 3rd locked room had strangulation marks, but no signs of resisting. There's also evidence of blunt trauma to the head, which can be considered the fatal blow.
The marks could have been made after the victim died, so as to appear as if strangulation was the cause of death. The real cause of death is blunt force trauma.
Also emotional trauma. cast is hard enough to cause blunt trauma. But the kitty must be protected. Protect all the kitties. Isn't that right, Boo? Kitties are small.
Here's another obstacle, but it's likely to be an insignificant one. Yuma, let's solve this mystery and move on.
Right.
Alright, I'll just hemorrhage. Why was the cause of death made to look like strangulation? The work of a copycat, coincidence, or the work of a priest? I think it was just coincidence. No. Because it's the work of a copycat.
Right here!
Exactly, and they must be protected. They are small. They are small psychopaths. Boo is a tiny psychopath.
The strangulation was faked to imply this crime had the same perpetrator as the other 3 incidents. By making the crime scene as similar as possible, it appeared like the Nailman was responsible for an unrelated murder. Which means this was a copycat crime.
I agree.
Oh, now you'll let me run.
Among the string of Nailman killings, there could be some that were done by copycat criminals.
That has to be why the mystery labyrinth still remains, even after discovering the Nailman's identity. So who is the copycat criminal?
Indeed, we need to uncover this imposter's identity.
All right.
Who is the copycat killer?
You're accusing me of being the copycat criminal? What the hell? I'll kill your ass!
Hopefully in the name of God, or, you know, just in general is fine. It's the boy!
You're
No, it's not me.
I told you already. I have nothing to do with this.
Alright. In all seriousness,
No, it's not me.
it's the boy! That would be an interesting twist. So, here's the thing. The body was made to look like the Nailman killings, which means it would have had to been someone with enough information about the Nailman killings to do that.
You're accusing me of being the copycat criminal? What the hell? I'll kill your ass!
However, the one thing that wasn't publicized about the Nailman killings was the cause of death. So only the peacekeepers, or someone who saw the body,
I told you already.
would know the cause of
I have nothing
death.
to do with this.
That means it had to be you, the person who was first to all 4 scenes.
You are the copycat criminal.
Me? What are you talking about? I told you all about the Nailman, and even cooperated with your investigation. And now you think I'm a murderer? Are you fucking kidding me?
Ooh, he said a bad word.
This is crazy. Your investigation
There
isn't
goes
worth
the
shit.
dainty hand theory.
I'll crush you to dust! You filth!
Reasoning deathmatch. Round 6. Fight. The woman's corpse, the past Nailman murders,
Why
and
accuse
others
me
I
of
didn't
being the
see.
culprit? I was just first
Victim's
on the
neck.
scene. Why do you think I'm a copycat criminal?
Non-public information.
It could have all been the Nailman. The cause of death was just different each time, yeah?
No. Yep.
I knew it.
Why would the worshippers be the creator of the labyrinth? The change to the cause of death is no coincidence. It's because it was done by a copycat. The cause of death for each victim wasn't made public. The copycat tried to cover up the cause of death. Why would they do that?
In that case,
Because they'd seen the bodies, and only one of the suspects could have done that. Alright, so that's not
Why
what I was supposed
accuse
to
me
use
of being
that.
the culprit? I was just first on the scene. Why
Let's
do
go
you
through
think
the rest
I'm a
of it.
copycat criminal? It could have all been the Nailman. The cause of death was just different each time, yeah? Even if there was a copycat criminal, why is it me? The servant could be the copycat.
Oh,
The nut could be the copycat. Anyone could have done it.
alright. Probably you then. Or probably that one with first on the scene.
except
We need to know the details of this case. Or
Why
non-public
accuse me
information.
of being the culprit?
Still that one, but on that
I was
statement.
just first on the scene. Why do you think I'm a copycat criminal? It could have all been the Nailman. The cause of death was just different each time, yeah? And even if there was a copycat criminal, why is it me? The servant could be the copycat. The nut could be the copycat. Anyone could have done it.
There we go.
slash through this mystery. The cause of death in the art gallery was blunt force trauma, faked as a strangling to resemble the Nailman's MO. But the murders all being strangulations wasn't made public right away. The only ones who knew that were those who actually set foot on the crime scenes. That includes the Nailman himself, the Peacekeepers, and the first eyewitnesses on the scene. Which means you. You could have committed the murder in the art gallery.
Oh no, he runs away.
After him! Beat some sense into that sensitive
But why would the
nonsensical
worshipper be the
phantom.
creator of the labyrinth?
The what?
It's it'll be revealed, I think. It's more like he's not necessarily just the creator of the labyrinth. They both created the labyrinth, but he's the remaining mystery that's keeping it
For the
alive.
first on the scene to also be the culprit is rather cliche.
I mean, you said it, video game, not
He
me.
was always suspicious, but because the real Nailman was someone else, I didn't connect the dots. He was fascinated by the Nailman, and by studying him, he eventually knew more about him than anyone else. Ultimately,
So two souls
he
will be
became
reaped.
the Nailman.
Probably, yes.
It's ironic that he exposed his own crime by knowing too much about the other ones.
Master, the truth is right there! My radar is banging like crazy!
Banging?
Do radars do that?
Go away! I won't let you. You have the truth.
Looks like we've arrived at the final stage.
If we make him submit, we'll completely solve the mystery labyrinth. Master, don't let your guard down.
Yeah.
Alright, time for even more fetishes to be revealed. We have Big Titty Goth Girlfriend, we have her feet, and now we have Biggest Tittiest Goth Girlfriend. God Shinigami.
Let's do this, Master!
You will never destroy this port! Damn you! Stop it! Shut up! Damn this! Stop with your lies! Everything was done by the Nailman! I'm not the culprit! How dare you accuse me when you have no proof? You didn't even check the crime scenes back then!
Destroy the wall. About Halara's Forte. Halara's Forte's post-cognition. It shows the crime scene as when it was first discovered. According to Halara, this Forte reveals the moment the first witness saw the crime scene. In other words, it isn't tied to the culprit or the victim, but the point at which a third party entered the scene. Post-cognition is not affected by the witness's memories or interpretation. What is seen is what was actually there.
You're wrong! Huh? Come on! Thanks to Halara's Forte, we were able to see what each crime scene looked like at that time.
My power allows me to see the moment the first witness saw the crime scene. Not the culprit, not the victim, but how it appeared when a third party first entered.
We used post-cognition to gather all the evidence.
Time to find him!
Wrong! Shut up! Stop it! Get away from me! Damn it! Why you? Get away from me! Get away! Get away! Get away! Who cares if you use post-cognition? You only saw what I saw as the first person on scene! No clue will help lead you to the culprit! You're never gonna find the culprit! What you saw is only what I saw the moment the corpse was discovered!
It really does give Persona vibes. Destroy the fortress with the solution key. Well, it can't be the thin person, because that's got nothing to do with the third, or the third locked room, yeah. Non-public information, we've already identified that. The nail in the painting doesn't really have anything to do with it other than being weird and how you set up the locked room. But the paint on the floor. Evidence found related to the murder in the art gallery storage room. At the time the body was discovered, someone from the church tried to enter and knocked over a paint can. The art gallery employee claims he was the one who unlocked the door but was too afraid to open it. Instead, he watched from behind as the person from the church opened the door. When that person opened the door, he stopped at the sight of the victim. That was when the paint can was knocked over. The person from the church who the art gallery staff member is referring to is likely the worshiper who always discovers the victim. Now stay with me on this one. Okay, this one's kind of complicated. If the art gallery employee was the one who first saw the body from the door, the paint would not have been on the floor. However, because the worshiper was the first person and knocked over the paint can, the paint appears on the floor. He just claimed he was the moment the corpse discovered, but that doesn't mean, but he's trying to claim he wasn't the first person when he really was. It's a bit complicated. It's a little bit visual novel-y. But really, this is the correct solution key that proves that he's the nail man.
Halara's post-cognition showed us that the paint can at the gallery storage entrance had been knocked over. And according to the art gallery staff member's testimony, that was your doing. You went into the crime scene first, and the art gallery employee behind you noticed you knocking over the paint can.
Yeah, it's also the only key we haven't used.
But Halara's post-cognition only shows the scene when the corpse is first discovered. So if you were the first person to find the body, the scene before the paint can fell over would have been recreated. But it wasn't. The paint can had already been knocked over when the corpse was discovered. That means the first person to find the corpse was the art gallery's staff member.
Okay, I got it
not
backwards,
you.
but like I said, it's a little bit visual novelty, and honestly, it's not the evidence I probably would have chosen, but the logic is there. It's very much point and click logic.
The reason you didn't count as the first person to find it is because you're the culprit. This is the truth of the case.
You know, you say this game gives you Persona vibes. Persona vibes has always given me Psychonaut vibes, because that's the one I played first.
Master, finish him! Shove all your evidence into the solution blade and slash as hard as you can!
I will shove it deep. Pack it full. Alright, time to deduction denouement. What? You heard me. Time to fill in the evidence. Psychonauts? Have you never played Psychonauts? You would actually probably like Psychonauts. Before I get into this, so Psychonauts was hang on a sec. I need to remember his name. I gotta look it up. Tim Schafer, right. So Psychonauts was the first game that Tim Schafer created when he left LucasArts. Like, at the time, he had proposed a game where, I forget what his specific thing was, but he proposed a game that was very much like Psychonauts, or it was a level for some game that LucasArts was doing that was going to be very much like Psychonauts. And LucasArts turned it down. And it's a game where you play as a psychic investigator and you're going into people's heads quite physically and sorting out their past traumas using and it's kind of goofy, but also it's really dark in its own way. Like, you go into an insane asylum's patient who's convinced that he is under constant siege by spies, by all these conspiracies. So when you go into his mind, you have like all these government agents pretending to be housewives, and the only evidence that they have that they're a housewife is they're holding a rolling pin and they're talking in very robotic tones about how they're so good at pleasing their husband because they are a housewife. And like cameras pop out of mailboxes and stuff like that. It's a really twisted, upside down world. There's also like a psycho carnival made of meat. There is a counselor who is convinced she's a 70s disco icon, and she treats all the campers like children. And if you actually look in her memories, you find out something really fucking tragic happens to kids she was responsible for before. So it's like a bright cartoony world. It's kind of a rough game because up to that point, Tim Schafer had only been making point-and-click adventures, and this was like his first platformer. And it really shows as a first platformer. It's got a lot of bugs and a lot of problems. It's kind of a cult classic, and it's a really good game. Not because it's hard, although like 90% of the game is basically a tutorial, and the last 10% of it is really fucking hard. Like the difficulty spike is more like a wall. But there's a ton of world building that goes into it, and if you just spend time listening to your fellow campers talk, you find out that like they're really fucking traumatized. Like, I don't know. I guess this is gonna be kind of spoilers, but you really have to dig deep to find this out. You run into a pair of campers that, and I'll go ahead and put a trigger warning here, just FYI. I guess if you don't want to listen to this, just mute the stream until I start doing the deduction denouement. But basically, there's a pair of kids that act like cheerleaders, and they're going around and they cheer you on to an obnoxious degree, really. And the game kind of makes a joke about how over-the-top cheerleaders they really are. And you kind of find out that they're the only two that really like each other, and as you start to hang around with them more, they start to reveal a darker side, like, you know, they'll all pay or they'll all be punished or things like that. And you find out they'll all be punished when we do what we're going to do. This is never directly said. You really have to just spend time listening to their random dialogue wherever they show up in camp. You find out they're going through different ways to kill themselves. They're going through different ways to commit suicide. It's this bright, happy world. It's a real cartoony art style, but it's really fucking dark. That being said, it is somewhat of a cult classic, and a lot of people really like it. It's a very good game. It's very underrated. But that was like my first experience playing a game where you're going in people's heads. So whenever I play a game like that, I always think about Psychonauts first. All right, time to do the deduction denouement. Let's see what we have here. We got the eyeless doll. We have the vent, so those are our two keys to start. So let's see, we have, where did the culprit leave the room for? Okay, we do have that. There's gotta be a way I'm not remembering. I know that's wrong. There's gotta be a way I'm not remembering to shift these without having to go to this menu every time. I pressed the A there because I was kind of hopeful that it would give me the option. I just didn't do it right, but no, it definitely doesn't. All right, what did the culprit use to climb the wall? All right, let's go ahead and stick. Let's go ahead and use what we have first. So the eyeless doll. With the culprit tied to the vent. Let's see what I have next. I have the incinerator, the nails, the fishing line, and the key. Well, I can use this. I can use the nails here. Okay, didn't need anything else there, so we just move forward. What do we have here? Where did the culprit pass through the line last? We got the rope ladder, the back of the corpse's neck, the incinerator, and the key. I'm gonna save that one until I see what this one is. Oh, I think this is the culprit. I'll try it. Okay. Again, this is kind of video game logic. If you'd asked me, I would have said pass back through the vent last. But that's not the way the game thinks of it. All right, what do we have here? What was nailed to the doll? The key. What did the culprit use to escape? A rope ladder. The incinerator is probably my last key. What did the culprit use to destroy evidence? The incinerator. Who is the nail man? The priest. Who is the nail man's copycat? The worshipper. Mystery unraveled.
Step right up, step right up! A series of locked room murders based on an urban legend. Will we discover the true identity of the Nail Man? Truth bombs are about to be dropped! Time for the deduction denouement!
To solve the mystery of this string of events, we have to know who the Nail Man is first. The Nail Man is an urban legend of Conaiwar. You write down the name of someone you want dead, and drive a nail through it and a doll to a tree behind the church. And the Nail Man will kill that person for you with a countless number of nails.
A string of murders exactly like that urban legend began half a year ago.
All of the crime scenes featured a corpse and dolls nailed down within a locked room. The first murder happened 6 months ago at a secret club in Kamasaki District.
The victim was none other than the geezer who owned the place, and the cause of death was strangulation. I heard the buy-in to place a bet was pretty steep, and cheating was rampant, so it was obviously a scummy place.
The key to the door was inside of a glass. And the vent that connects outside looked too high for escape to be possible.
But the culprit used the nails driven into the wall as footholds to climb. The proof? Why, the nails that were bent downward.
The vent was not screwed down at the time of the murder, so it could easily be removed and used as an escape route. The second murder happened 3 months ago. It was at a mansion near Ginma District.
The victim was some real estate agent who lived there, and the cause of death was again strangulation.
The fact that it was the priest
He made a lot of
and
money through
worshiper
shady
is
real
kind of on the
estate
nose.
deals, so of course someone would be out to get him.
The door to the crime scene was the only possible entrance. But the key to that door was underneath the nailed-down victim. After the culprit escaped, some sort of trick was used to get the key back into the room.
A fishing line passed from the vent through the eye socket of the doll and propped up the upper body of the corpse.
The important thing is the nun is
All
innocent
that was left
because
was
she
to
was
exit the
Kitty.
room, lock it, throw the key in from the vent, and boom! You've got yourself a locked room mystery!
The key was tossed under the victim from the vent, and once the fishing line was retrieved, the corpse's upper body fell over, completing the crime scene.
The nails on the upper body didn't pierce through completely, so it wasn't nailed down at all.
Kitty's still innocent.
The
Because
third
Kitty.
murder happened 1 month ago in an art gallery storage room in Ginma District.
The skank's cause of death was blunt force trauma. She was a pretty lady who let her looks get to her head, and she got boom killed.
The key to the storage room was nailed to a painting through a doll. Another trick was used to get the key back inside the room here.
The painting with the doll nailed to it was propped up against the window, and then the culprit left the room. They nailed the key to the painting through the window, knocked it over, and bam! All done!
Those are the truths behind the past 3 cases.
You gotta love Shinigami or hate her, but either way,
Now,
she is
there's been
titties.
another murder at the clock tower in Kanai Ward.
The woman's cause of death was strangulation. Since you told that kid you'd take care of it, we gotta solve this case.
The clock tower crime scene is rather high up on the 3rd floor. The door was locked from the inside, and the window shutters were also locked. But there was rainwater under the window, and the nails in 2 of the dolls had rub marks.
She does that a
In
lot.
other words, the culprit must have hung a rope ladder from the dolls to escape out the window.
With my logic, anything is possible.
Why are you imitating Halara? Anyway. The killer cut their footing on the way down from the window. That way, they could just pull on one side of the rope to retrieve the whole thing.
The shutters come down under their own weight, so they locked once the rope was collected. I'm surprised you noticed the auto-locking feature. You sure love your shutters, Master.
Not as much as I love my
The
curtains.
rope ladder was collected, then burned in the church incinerator, which only clergy have access to.
That's how we know the mailman must be someone from the clergy.
But one question arose from this. The mailman killings share one more characteristic. All the victims were murdered by strangulation. This piece of information wasn't publicized.
But the cause of death in the art gallery murder was blunt force trauma. The strangulation marks were added later.
Which means that it was someone mimicking the mailman. But I already know the identity of the copycat killer. First, the mailman must be someone thin enough to pass through the vent.
Someone with the skills to throw the key with precision.
And a clergy member with access to the incinerator.
The priest! You're the nailman!
And the copycat is someone who knows that all of the victims were strangled to death.
Because he was the first witness in each case, the person capable of replicating the mailman's crimes is...
The worshipper! You're the copycat criminal!
It is the double reap. They're gonna meet a god, just not the one they thought they were.
This is the truth of the case!
What's that?
It's the truth. The soul of the true culprit who built this mystery labyrinth.
I see. It looks otherworldly, but there's an ominous air around it.
Thank you, Halara. I was only able to make it this far thanks to you.
I only kept my part of the deal. You made the right choice hiring me. But I will say one thing. You've taken another step toward being a detective. That much is certain. I, Halara Nightmare, acknowledge you.
Really, Halara? You do?
All right, all eyes on Shinigami.
Always.
What's about to happen?
Oh, isn't it obvious? It's the moment we've all been waiting for! Time to boom kill the bad guy! Surging bloodlust. Overflowing despair. The brilliant soul of Shinigami shall expunge this cursed case! Death to all deplorables! Ruin to the vile mystery labyrinth! Starting shining rainbow glorious stellar spiral! Stunning resto grand finale!
Yeah, I don't think that it actually made a difference. Oh well. I can't do any. I can't mix it any better than the source material gives me. Tit. I don't know what that was. That was weird.
Father?
Are you all right?
What's going on? What happened to those two?
There's no pulse. They're dead!
Dead? What?
What? What is this?
I sure worked hard today. Feels so good to boom kill the murderer.
The Mystery Labyrinth crumbles when you reap the soul of the true culprit. Then, the cause of the Mystery Labyrinth's creation pays the price by vanishing with it. I knew this would happen, but it still hurts to see someone die before my eyes. It's like I killed them myself. No, I did kill them. I killed them with the ruthless blade of the truth.
There. Humans boom kill cows and pigs all the time and eat them. You don't feel bad about that, right? These were the souls of deranged murderers. At least you didn't eat them. If you look at it that way, there's nothing to feel bad about at all.
It's not so simple when it comes to people dying.
Did you people do this? Did you kill them with some kind of poison?
Hey, hold on! I have no idea what's going on here. Too much is happening all at once!
We shall talk at headquarters. Follow me there.
Could argue that he already is a death god.
Is it just me, or are things more complicated now than before entering the Mystery Labyrinth?
Oh, you want help? Are you going to rely on me again? Oh, fine. I can't say no when you ask for help.
Everyone!
Ah! He came back to life!
Yes, that is an
Sorry
appropriate
about that.
reaction.
You see, I'm actually the nail.
What?
These are my final words, so I can't lie. I'm the mailman. The worshiper laying there is just a copycat criminal. Search the church for the tools used in each crime. I'm sure you'll find plenty of evidence. If you think I'm lying, go ahead and check it out. Thanks!
I didn't know you could do that. But that was a super lazy confession. Will it work?
That should do it. We even have witnesses, so this case is closed.
The priest mumbled something, but I couldn't quite hear him. Anyway, everyone here will be taken to Amaterasu Corporation at once.
A good voice actor is a good voice actor.
What?
It wasn't effective at all.
He's so stubborn. This is why I hate authority.
Based Shinigami?
What do we do?
Wait, I hear something.
Huh? What now?
Motorbike. Something is heading this way at an alarming speed.
It can't be.
Where is that coming from?
No. What are you doing here?
Who are you?
You dare speak so carelessly? Who do you think I am?
The hero who defends peace and order in Kanai Ward. Director of the Amaterasu Peacekeepers. The Honorable Yomi Hellsmile.
The Peacekeeper's director?
So he is the head of the Peacekeepers.
Now you know, small fry. Bow down.
Meet Yomi Hellsmile. You'll be seeing a lot of him.
What are you doing here?
No need to be alarmed. Benevolent Director Yomi is here to help.
Told you, the names in this game
Oh,
are amazing.
Excuse me for the late introduction. I am Vice Director of the Peacekeepers, Martina Electro.
Martina Electro, Girl's Got Legs. For more than one case, yep. You could call him the main antagonist.
She's my beloved right hand. No one else gets to have her.
What's with him?
Master, be careful. This Yomi guy is dangerous.
Huh?
I've never seen anyone emit such a dangerous aura before.
He's that bad?
So, what brings you here?
Oh, right. I was so focused on my beloved right hand that I completely forgot.
As mentioned earlier, Director Yomi is here to help. I hear you've been troubled by Seth's unreasonable treatment. Is that right?
Huh?
Director Yomi, what is going on here? Why am I...
We have discovered you've been receiving sizable kickbacks for facilitating donations meant for the church. We now know why you were so desperate to clean up all the Nailman killings. After all, it would be troublesome to lose access to all that money if the priest was arrested as the Nailman.
Wait, please. Director Yomi, I did this under your orders.
Did you say something? Because I didn't hear a thing.
I only did this because you ordered me to.
Seth, you make me sad. I'm the hero and defender of peace in this city. My peacekeepers are proud soldiers of that mission. And yet, you let yourself be corrupted. How could you?
No, Yomi is great.
Seth, For the sake of the Peacekeepers and the peace of Kanai Ward.
He is so
Die.
extra. He is
Taking
so
advantage
fucking
of your
extra.
position as a Peacekeeper executive is a serious crime. The punishment must be severe.
But...
I was gonna say, if you love psychopaths, you will love
Yeah,
Yomi.
I'm annoyed my own underling would betray me like this. I'm so annoyed, I'd go insane if I didn't toy around with my beloved right hand.
In public?
It's an honor.
He's terrible. Like a
He's
lizard
also a
cutting off its
redhead. Hey.
own tail to survive.
Someone like him is in charge of the Peacekeepers?
Don't look him in the eyes. Don't talk to him either. If possible, don't even breathe the same air as him. Though it's probably too late for that.
Well then. To our shit-for-brains friends playing detective. Looks like I have to give you a warning. Know your place in my city and stay there. Follow the rules and don't disturb our peace. Or I'll need you to die!
In this city, Director Yomi is both the law and the Peacekeepers itself. Defying us means you defy law and order. You will receive fitting treatment for such behavior.
Before, you were insignificant specks of dust. But now that you've banded together, you've become an eyesore. Detectives, my ass. Annoying little shits.
Wow. That's not very nice.
Let's go, my beloved right hand.
Yes, Director Yomi.
Looks like we've been targeted by someone dangerous.
Yeah, thanks to you. One wrong move and it would have been all over. You got that?
Oh, we're fine,
I'm
you big
sorry,
baby.
but...
No buts. None. How did this happen anyway?
Laura, help me out. Please explain what happened. You said you acknowledged me as a detective, didn't you?
What? When did I say that?
Huh?
It's such a shame, Master. Everything that happens in the Mystery Labyrinth gets forgotten.
What?
Halara's memory must have been wiped after entering and leaving the labyrinth. Nothing inside the Mystery Labyrinth can be taken into the real world. Not even memories. Unless you have a contract with yours truly, that is.
But I thought Halara and I had finally reached an understanding.
Memories from up until you enter the Mystery Labyrinth are retained, like the debt you owe for your assignment.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
That's awful!
Hey, Yuma, are you listening? You better make sure this doesn't happen again.
I am sorry
By the way,
for
Chief,
causing you trouble. It will absolutely
Our
happen
submarine
again.
office is tipping over. Are you sure the Peacekeepers didn't mess with it?
What? Seriously? I have to go back and repair it. Yuma, help me out. Follow me.
Yuma, it was supposed to be time for your solution, but we've ended up in a mess.
Huh? Yeah.
Before they could be accused, the true culprit suddenly died. It's my first time dealing with such a thing. Still, I do remember this. You did your absolute best to try and solve the case.
Huh?
You should be proud.
Halara.
Look, the chief is calling for you. You should go.
Right. Thank you.
Yako is a coward, but he has a reason to be. I mean, to be fair, he is the one who has been in Kanai Ward the longest. and he lost everything before we came along. Kind of the fact that he's even still being a detective shows that he does have some moral fiber. You still owe 5.8 million. God damn it.
Are you serious? A Peacekeeper executive was taking bribes from the church?
If Director Yomi said so, it would be considered the truth, even if it isn't.
What about the priest being the nailman?
It's going to be publicly announced as the truth. It appears the priest's strong desire to save others turned him into the nailman. He saw people wishing for revenge as they hammered those nails in the forest, and decided he needed to save them. That was the motive, though it could all be a story made up by the Peacekeepers.
So, what about the kitty cat criminal?
You mean the copycat?
It was not the Nine.
That one was already publicized as well. They say the copycat did it out of admiration for the real nailman.
And in the end, he felt so much guilt that he poisoned himself? None of this really makes any sense.
It sure didn't look like death by poison to me.
It was me! I did it along with that detective kneeling in penitence over there.
It would make more sense to assume Yomi killed them somehow. Especially when you consider the timing. He'd do it without batting an eye.
Yomi Hellsmile, the director of the Peacekeepers, the leader of our enemy.
I heard he rode in on a dragon.
No, it was a motorcycle.
Fubuki, you're precious.
From what I've investigated, the Peacekeepers' influence is gaining ground at Amaterasu Corporation. There's some sort of power struggle going on. Seems like they're getting their way internally. I hear that their boss, Yomi, is extraordinarily dangerous.
Extraordinary. So he is very normal? How scary.
The normalist.
It's only a matter of time until the Peacekeepers gain complete control of the corporation.
Alright, I'm gonna pause here for a second. This case kind of serves two purposes, and it's something to think about as we move forward into this game. Number one, it shows that people in the city can be kind of deranged, because no matter what, no matter how you look at it, no matter what your goal was, you know, killing people and then setting up a crime scene with a bunch of nails and dolls in a locked room really takes a lot of effort, and the priest has been doing this for at least 6 months. I mean, we only know of real 3 scenes that he did, or murders that he did. There could have been more that the public was unaware of and didn't get investigated. But the priest did it because the people were hammering nails up in the forest for people that they wanted revenge against, meaning that these people were wronged and couldn't turn to the Peacekeepers for justice. They had to find justice through the legend of the Nailman, and the priest decided, at the very least, he could give them that justice. So that's going to be kind of a running theme, and it really illustrates that the Peacekeepers are really all about power and not helping the people at all. And that's really kind of the main purpose of this case, is to introduce you to that idea in a subtle way. We're going to be coming up in cases where it's much more explicit, where a lot of the things that happen in this town is because of the rot in the Peacekeepers.
When that happens, they might outright attack the World Detective Organization.
Perhaps the WDO made its move because they saw the warning signs. If that's the case, it could have something to do with Kanai Ward's ultimate secret.
Oh yeah, what's the deal with Kanai Ward's ultimate secret?
I don't know.
We still
I am
know nothing
kneeling.
about it, huh?
It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the Nailman incident. I wonder what it could be. Sheesh, so much to deal with. This sounds exhausting.
Didn't I tell you that from the start?
We have to obey directives from number 1, no matter how difficult they are.
Well, we got some very talented master detectives gathered here. I'm sure it'll be fine.
And also a troublemaking apprentice.
So much. No, everything changes from now on. Yuma, you can take a seat now.
My legs feel numb.
Don't stick your neck out recklessly from now on, for everyone's sake. Got it?
Well, I'm sorry, it will absolutely happen again.
Hey, we worked super hard. I'm so stressed I could die. Oh wait, but I can't die.
Do we have a visitor? That's rare. Yuma, can you go get it?
Sure.
Remember that the 3 people that the priest killed were all people who had numerous shady dealings. The underground casino, the real estate operator. I'm sure the girl in the clock tower was bad for some reason. I don't think that one's ever actually explained. It might be later in the game. But at least 2 of them were people who are wronged by business dealings or by losing all their savings in the casino. And Amaterasu does have a take in that casino. They wanted justice for what had happened to them, and they couldn't go to the peacekeepers about it. That's, like I said, this is kind of your introduction into that idea, is that people want justice, but they're not able to find it in this city. That's also why there aren't detectives here, because without detectives, Amaterasu and the peacekeepers run justice in this city. We are very much kind of outlaws.
Hey.
A visitor, it could be the peacekeepers. Oh, they may be after us after what happened today. Yeah, be careful. You're not gonna help?
I don't work for cheap.
I could, but how much can you pay? Seth was supporting the church. Seth was facilitating donations to the church in return for taking money from the church. So instead of, the priest wasn't wholly good. A lot of that money could have been done for, actual philanthropic work. But, he was bribing the peacekeepers instead. It's complicated. How much can you pay? Right. I actually wanted to talk to you. You are a precious being, and you must be protected. A visitor? Could it be?
Maybe.
Do you have an idea of who it is? Perhaps it is the kitty cat you mentioned earlier. Not kitty cat, copycat. Anyway, that guy already committed suicide.
Oh?
Oh, truly? My apologies. I do so often forget things. There's kind of an implied reason why she does that. How kind of you. I didn't think you'd come check on me too. But you should probably check on the visitor instead. They might get mad and go home.
Yes.
Right, got it. Alright, talk to you. Alright, I forgot. Alright, talk to you.
I don't work for cheap.
I forgot to talk to you because I was supposed to be talking to Fubuki.
Yuma.
A visitor, who could it be? Yuma, can you go get it?
Oh!
Sure. Esther, you're like a little servant boy.
Oh.
Huh? Someone's there, right? Maybe you should get the door. They might get fed up and go home. Fine. Ah.
Oh, it's you.
My dad is back safe at home. It's all thanks to you.
So you weren't the Nailman copycat. Good to know.
For helping us.
No, I just... Well, I'm happy for you.
You're not getting your ball back.
Oh, look at you getting thanked. You were on your knees just a moment ago.
That was different.
Be quiet.
That was for different reasons.
There's one more thing I want to ask you.
What is it?
Did someone else die or something?
Oh, you weren't supposed to have that
Will you
back.
play catch with me?
Huh? Catch? But it's raining.
It's always fucking raining.
Actually, sure. Let's play.
It's Kanai Ward. It's always fucking raining.
The unending rain. My memories still seem like faraway raindrops. My hands still have yet to grasp a single thing. I'm still lost. Is it all right for me to be here? But with the worn baseball gripped in my hand, my heart somehow feels lighter. Why I wanted to be a detective. It could have been for the sake of something so small that it fits in my hand. Maybe I should give myself credit for this small realization. So, for just a bit longer, I think I'll keep pretending to be a detective.
And with that, the Nailman killings comes to an end. Double S. Double S. Double S. A. Alright. Make up to 14 to 15. And we're gonna call it an episode for YouTube here. Twitch, I'll keep going for a little bit longer, I think. See how deep we get into the next chapter tonight, at least for another hour, maybe two. But YouTube, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. A does not mean failure. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, let me know. Give me likes, send me comments. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you then.